It's that time of month again. The Gacha PvP is here. Remember, if your game's doing well, the numbers are right. If your game's not doing well, they are incorrect. But we're not going to go through the entire chart like some people do here. I want to focus on a couple of games that I have spoke about in the past, and games I like as well, because who cares about all of these trash games that are on this list? So let's get into it. Let's look at the numbers, and we've got some massive news for some particular games as well. Some not so great news for some other games as well. And let's discuss it, and let's talk about some stuff surrounding some of these games as well, because it's Gacha. There's always drama. There's always things going on. So let's get into it. Let me know what you think down below about all of the goings on in the space, and of course the numbers in the charts as well. Let's do it. As I say, we're not going through the entire list, but we have to start down the bottom here with the elephant in the room, the one game that I've spoken about quite a few times, probably more so than most CCs, and actually probably more so than the developers as well. And it's everybody's favorite gacha, your favorite CC's favorite gacha, and that is the one and only Black Beacon. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. $4,750, down from 48k, so a huge reduction, which is not surprising when we look over at the websites in CN. Have just been abandoned pretty much. Even in CN, they don't seem to care anymore. There's just this game's going away soon, guys. It's going away soon. Apparently as well, even in some regions, it's not available now. Apparently in some parts of SEA, you'll have to let me know. I'm hearing people in Vietnam, it's coming up as not available in your country. I did say this in my last video that I wouldn't be surprised if they like retract from all regions and maybe attempt to potentially like soft launch the game again in CN. I don't know. I don't even think that's going to happen, if I'm honest. But I'm just wondering if maybe that's the plan going forward. Reduce the scope of the team. Maybe relaunch in China. Forget all the other regions and just hope for the best, basically. So yeah, Black Beacon. It's really not looking good here down at the bottom. Actually insane how hard that game fell off. So obviously, we've got a bunch of other games down here that we don't really care about. But we're going to move on to some games that I think is worth talking about here. Great to see Limbus Company still making a decent amount of money. As a person who's just started the game, actually, I've been really blown away by how good it is. This game deserves more respect. It is so underrated. Not by the people who play it, but it just doesn't get the love that it deserves, in my opinion. Goondust 2. Continuing to do its thing, but it is probably the most depraved game in this space, so it's expected, right? Persona 5 Phantom X still kind of going strong, really, when you think about it, considering a lot of issues around the game. We've seen Destiny Rising have a sharp decline there, really, from 11 to 3.8. Still pretty decent. I actually quite like this game. It's actually kind of fun, and it runs well through the emulator on PC also, so definitely worth trying out. If you like Destiny, I think you'll enjoy this, actually. Kaiju number 8 as well, actually doing decent, because I think this is still only available on mobile, right? You correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're still waiting on the PC version. I've still yet to play it. I installed it, and I haven't played it, so yeah. Reverse Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, sorry, doing 4.1 million. Reverse 1999. Another game, in my opinion, so underrated. One of the most gorgeous games aesthetically. The storytelling is brilliant, and it's just an overall fun game for me. The combat probably isn't for everyone, but then again, not all combat and gameplay is going to be for everybody easy. But a great game, massively underrated. Great to see it's still doing its thing. It's just had a new update as well that looks amazing, and I can't wait to dive in properly. Obviously, we can see Azure Lane, Blue Archive still doing the thing, just shy of 5 million for the month, which, pretty decent. Really, when you're in the numbers of a couple of million, you're doing okay, right? But another game I really want to focus on, and that is Chaos Zero Nightmare. Within 8 days, I think, from when this went live, 6 million, that's pretty decent. Now, obviously, when it comes to money, it's usually front loaded on banners and stuff. So, hey, if they can get to 10 to 15 million, in my opinion, for the first month for the game, I think that's pretty decent for a game like this. Again, it's going to be a combat that's not for everybody. But I've got to say, probably the best launch of 2025 in the gacha space. One of the most in-depth systems, and overall, in my opinion, a really good game. A game that's been in controversy recently, and I actually really enjoyed the story. But not everybody did. Korea really didn't like getting cooked out by Owen, among some other reasons. And yeah, a lot of people really need to get laid. So the developers made a big apology. And then, well, actually, the fact that we're getting free 10 pulls every week for the entire month of November, I, for one, actually stand with my Korean brothers and their righteous rage around this whole situation. Free Korea. Fuck Owen. Yeah, I'll stand with my brothers over there. 50 pulls. Yes, please. But all jokes aside, look, it's kind of silly if you ask me. As somebody who hasn't completed the story yet, I do think the game could have gone a lot darker. That's kind of what I've been hoping for in the game. But this stuff's a little bit weird if you ask me. A little bit weird. But all of that being said, free pulls. I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm a little bit worried though if they're going to entirely write the story. My worry is them catering to a small subsection of really loser players, and how potentially that could make the game lesser than its whole, because they're really focused on appeasing this small group of players. I hope they don't, and I hope this rewrite actually works out for them, because it is a really, really good game, and I would hate to see it ruined by losers who, like, you know, I've even seen people posting posts, right, about there's one scene in the game where the characters tell you to stay behind them, they'll do the fight, and basically that little pistol you've got isn't really going to do much damage. And apparently some people have been taking offense to that because they think that they're being called small dick. It's like wild, actually wild, but in hilarious if you ask me. I just hope it doesn't like make the game a worse game, right? But great opening week for KS0 Nightmare. We got Infinity Nikki here. People still spending that money on that game after all the stuff that the devs did. Wild to me, but you know what? As long as people are enjoying it. And another game here that I think's worth talking about, Trick Cal Chibi. This game is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. I think it's worth checking out. Again, combat might not be for everybody, but I actually quite like it. I think it's a cool little game, and it's kind of underrated as well, but it's great to see. It's just doing its thing. Another game that's kind of similar to it, but a little bit different because it has a deck system, a card system, rather than just popping a skill, is Solstice, Resonant Solstice. A lot of people are not going to like that game as well. I kind of like it. I do kind of like it, and I think it's got a really interesting setting as well. Resonant Solstice has. So we're very much interested to see how that game's going to go. That's actually available on Steam also. Battle Cats doing well. Is Moose holding this up all on his own? I guess great to see, right? Never played it before. It's cool. The Restart doing much better than I thought it would be as well, actually. Like, a lot better. Downloads are down massively, but the player base is still spending at a decent rate. You know, this game's had a lot of issues as well. A lot of people, at least in the space in terms of creating content, have stopped talking about it, and you just don't really see it about at the moment. I'm not really seeing much in terms of ads and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, but it's doing okay still, which is, you know, hey, look, as long as people enjoy, it's good to see. Zenly's Zone Zero, we're into the top 15 now as well. 12 million, so just shy of, well, just over 2 million from the previous month, which is still a massive amount of money. I keep hearing as well, this game's dead as well. It's done for, but 12 million, considering how much money Hoyo make off all their other games, they're still rolling in it right. Nikkei, doing 13 million, down from 18 on last month as well. Still huge amounts here. Seven Nights Rebirth, 14 million. Wuthering Waves, just outside of the top 10, dropping down 2 spots, down from 21 million to 15 million. It has 3.0 coming up soon though, right? So that'll probably see a big jump as well now. I haven't played the game now since 2.2. but I know a lot of people were incredibly frustrated with the lack of combat events recently. So that's probably a part of a little bit of a drop, but still 15 million, huge numbers. Uma Musume, Pretty Derby, down from just shy of 24 to just over 16 now, still doing huge numbers. And then we're going into the top 10. Monster Strike, Honkai Star Rail, down to 22 million, still huge numbers. Look at this right here. Arknights, still absolutely banging out ridiculous numbers for a game that's 6 years old. And it's just a tower defense game, right? A little chibi tower defense game. But amazing story. One of the best gameplay loops in Gacha, in my opinion, as well. I really do think now, when I look at, like, obviously, takeaway action element, because people who play action games, they'll be like, nah, if it's not got action, they don't get it. But Arknights and CZN, some of the best gameplay in this space, in my opinion. And are not respected enough in that regard. Like, don't get me wrong, Arknights has amazing story, amazing music, and it should be lauded for that. But gameplay-wise, whenever people talk about it, not enough people talk about how amazing this game is. Now I get it. It's really, tower defense is the wrong word to use for it almost, but its gameplay is so underrated. Love the game. Obviously, we've got the beta of Enfield coming soon. And I would hope that more people would try it out just because of Enfield as well, because it's worth it. Fate Grand Order, still absolutely killing it. Down from 30, still hooking out 25 million there. SD Gundam G Generation Eternal as well. I don't know why this game's making so much money. I played it. It was alright. Couldn't really get into it that much though, but it looks like a good bunch of people are enjoying it here. Almost doubling its influx there. 11 million, up from 16 to 27. Naruto Mobile down 3 million, in the top 5 though. Pokemon TCG with 43 million, big jump up. Then we got Love and Deep Space sitting at 50 million again. The girl Gooners continue to swipe their credit cards like crazy. And then the big dog is back on top once again, and Genshin Impact popping $54.725 million. So once again, Genshin proving that all of the hate towards the game doesn't change the fact that it's like, it's pretty much the biggest, right? It is the biggest. I joked around in my Discord saying they're kind of like Man United. Genshin Impact, not really the best, but at least nowadays, still fucking huge, right? Genshin is just a behemoth in this space. And if you look at the actual numbers again, we've actually saw an increase on revenue this time and a decrease in downloads. So once again, smaller player pool spending more money, which is interesting to see. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think down below. Again, for me, the standout ones this month are Black Beacon, absolutely completely capitulating, and who is surprised about it. And I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping CZN was gonna do well. The fact that it did 6 million, it came out on the 22nd, so let's say 8 days of revenue numbers. 6 million, that's pretty decent. Like, obviously, if we extrapolated that to the month, right, we'd be looking at like 24, but I would imagine it'd probably be a bit lower. That first week, probably the biggest spending week, maybe. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see that do 10 to 15 million over the month, which for a game like that, in my opinion, it's pretty freaking massive. We'll have to see what happens with this whole story rewrite. And I just hope the devs don't get browbeaten by this incredibly small part of the community that are angry about specific things. Now, I know it's a bit more than that, and we're going to look into that in another video, right? We will look into it, but the whole thing with people feeling the NTR, and it's just like, I don't want every character in the games I play to be a self-insert. I quite like the story of CZN. It's by no means perfect. I want to see it go darker. Like, Renoa's Trauma Code story, brilliant, and I can't wait to see more of that. But I really hope they don't turn it into like this this desperate Rizzler MC. So you collect all the girls, and characters have nothing to them other than to serve dudes thinking, yes, I don't have a small penis and I get all the girls. Yeah, it's a bit sad to see. Do you know what though? I do stand with my brothers if they give us 50 pulls. Just saying. But no, jokes aside, as I say, I want the pulls, but yeah, I don't want them to ruin the game. But guys, that's the month of October. What do you think about the gacha revenue this month? Top ones, the usual suspects up there. Really good to see Arknights up there. And yeah, I think Zenless and Wuthering Waves kind of make sense where they are, you know. Not really anything major going on in those games. Big surprise for me, still SD Gundam, just absolutely banging. Great to see Arknights in there as well. Bias, I'm a fan. And yeah, obviously, Enfield soon. Later, end of the month. Can't wait for the launch of the game as well. And to be out here, hopefully, gassing it up when it drops and we have a look at the revenue numbers as well. Guys, let me know what you think down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one. Yeah.